Hello, Serge here from the backyard driving range. We have a question that was sent in, and it comes from Theodore D. Galinades. And Theodore says, Don, I'm experiencing a problem with the new club Doc Griffin made me. Okay, so we know Doc doesn't make mistakes on clubs, so I guess we got to figure that there's something wrong with the swing and the setup here maybe. I had a similar problem before. From the driver down to the 6 hybrid, I am hitting the ball too close to the toe. When I move in closer, I'm pulling the shots and will even hit a hook on occasion. I've tried to position the ball closer to the heel and generally get solid center hits with good distance, excellent height, high flight, and straight as an arrow, but the slightest mistake results in a pull. I have checked my position, that is, hands below my chin, right shoulder lower than the left, flex knees, weight on the balls of my feet, and feet flared. I have even used clubs to perfectly align myself and still get toe hits. Any suggestions? Okay, since you have Theodore, since you have clubs on the ground at the and you're still hitting the toe shots and the lefts, we got to assume that overall it's not alignment. But it could be one issue in alignment. Could be that if you're standing here, and I don't know if y'all can see my arrows on the ground here, but I'm going to use the ball position arrow for my toe line. If you have your shoulders open, which would mean your back arm would be higher than your front arm, that could cause the toe shots, because even if you're only if you swing perfectly to the toe line from here and your shoulders were open, they technically did not turn enough to get your forward arm over the toe line and the club in the proper position up here. They'd be outside the line. So if you swing straight down from there, you either have to open up the club a little bit, under release your hands to try to make it go straight, and even if you square up, because you're slightly coming from outside to in, you'd be hitting the toe. So you have to make sure that your shoulders are directly over those toes, so that when you turn, you're in the right position. You can swing straight down into the ball from the proper position at the top. Because open shoulders is slightly outside, just as closed shoulders, if you make the same amount of turn, you're in the sacred burial ground. So the shoulders have to be over the toes. That's why I say proper alignment is toes, knees, hips, shoulders, and eyes. Okay? And all of them have to be lined up together so that they all proportionally turn correctly, so that you can get your left arm and shaft for a right-hander over the toe line at the top. So when you swing straight down, you're approaching the ball slightly from the inside, square up, and swing straight through into the catcher's mitt, on, square and solid. Again, let me repeat it. Open shoulders with a back right arm is going to have you slightly outside, which will give you an outside to in swing. And shut could take you inside. And again, if you're trying to come back to the line, you could be out and over and hitting pulls with the toe. So again, it could be the shoulders could be even shut. And again, if they were shut, you could swing straight out from back there if you're not too deep in the sacred burial ground, and hit relatively solid blocks. But because you're hitting toes, Theodore, I gotta believe you're either outside to in because you're not turning enough if the shoulders are open, and if you are deep, you're coming back over the top. So I think those are the two basic critical issues as far as alignment goes. Another one that could be causing it is in your backswing. We see this a lot with golfers who've in their past took too much turn before they ran into the surge swing, and the back leg would straighten up. And so if the back leg starts to straighten up, or especially if you have your foot straight and your knee turned in, or you still have too much forward knee moving in, guess what you get? If the forward knee moves in and down, the back leg straightens. Or for whatever reason the back leg straightens, if your back leg is straightening, and right now the sun is right behind me, and I can see it. If I stand here in preloaded heavy right, and I take it back, I can feel it, and I can see in my shadow right in front of me that my leg is, I can see my hip turning a little bit, my head staying still, and I'm staying in position. But if I do any of this, I can see my back leg straightening, and I can see my whole body tilting this way, which is what I call EBRT, end of backswing reverse tilt, EBRT. And that means you're getting ahead of the ball. So if you're slightly ahead, you're going to do one of two. You have to do one of two things to hit it. You either from here just spin out fast, which will be an outside to in, or you can try to come backwards a little bit, but it's still going to do what? It's still going to very likely, as you're going backwards, you're opening your torso, and the club's coming outside in, and that'll be a toe shot, and very likely thins most of the time. And if you catch the ball, if you manage to square up and as you're falling back, and the shoulders and the hips are too open, you'll be hitting your pulls. So check your shadow. Make sure that you're staying relatively still, straight up, back and through. The head should not move straight up, straight down, and all the way through. The head should stay relatively still through the whole swing. But if you're especially going forward in your forward swing and then moving more forward, or if your head stays still at the top and moves forward, the head can never move forward in the swing until after impact. Getting ahead of it, usually always outside in, going to hit toe shots. All right? Well, hopefully all of this helps you, Theodore, and all of the other folks that might be hitting some toe shots. And with that, I'll be signing off for today. And from the Surge, that's it. And I'll be talking to you all again soon.